Hey everyone, Chris here. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through how this class will work this quarter before we jump right in on Monday the 13th, okay? So I'm looking at the home page, which of course you've already seen, and some of the stuff on the home page, particularly the to-do list, it may look a little daunting, right? I don't want it to be that way. When you're looking at this, what you are seeing are a combination of things, none of which is intended to be very, very complex in nature, all right? So don't panic about that. So let's talk really quickly about how we're going to focus on the class. If you click on modules, as I just did, it will take you into the class content. And honestly, you've probably already reached this point if you're watching this video. This week is what I'm calling week 0. Now the college calls it the first week of the quarter, but the class is only supposed to actually be meeting for one day. This constitutes our meeting, by the way. And how much can you do in one day, right? So I'm calling it week 0. And the college has asked that this week be spent focusing on how to be successful in an online class. Now, they've put together a very nice module for you to work through, and I would ask that you do that. At the end of the module, I have attached a discussion board about us, about who we are as people, as a way of breaking the ice. I don't guarantee that it will break the ice necessarily. I think we need to be face-to-face for that, but that will come. And this is a start for that. When you finish the How to Be Successful Online module, if you need to, go into the student orientation for Canvas as well. The one area of that I would ask that you work with, if you don't do anything else, is the notification preferences, okay? It's very important that you know when I'm sending emails, when announcements are being posted to the class site. So if you can go into there and set your notification preferences so that you will be receiving these things, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Now, if you've scrolled any further in the class site, you have noticed that all of the other modules are locked. There are two reasons for that. The first is the college has requested that we not go ahead and jump into course content during the first week of the quarter, in order that students who were not expecting to go online have an opportunity to get better acquainted with how Canvas works. Fine. The second reason why is that I want to make sure that you guys are not trying to work ahead. Okay, I remember what it was like when I was a student. I always wanted to work ahead. The faster I could get through with a big project and have more time for other things, often not school related, the happier I was. But for this class to work, we really do need to be moving together. So the modules are locked. So looking at the week 1 module, you'll notice it says required reading. You can go ahead and start that if you have your textbook. And then you'll see it says assignments. The citizenship test, pre-assessment, you can take that as many times as you want. That is the test that people wishing to become American citizens have to take. Now, they don't take the whole thing. They take a selection of those questions. But see how well you do. You can take it as often as you like. At the end of the quarter, if you scroll all the way down to the last module, you'll notice that you're taking it for real, okay? No, I'm not trying to make you citizens. I'm guessing most of you already are. And if you're not, you can make a decision on that for yourself. But this is a good way of seeing just how much have you learned as the quarter has moved by, okay? So we're going to take it for a grade at the end of the quarter. You'll also see under assignments that there's a discussion right here called No Man is an Island. That is an online discussion board, very similar to the 2 online discussions that you'll already do this week. This one, it has 2 parts to it. The first is that on April 15th, you're going to post what we call an initial posting. In other words, you're going to write 300 words or so. It should be 300 minimum, I should say. You're going to write 300 words explaining something. Okay, I don't want to give it away yet. And then a couple of days later, you're going to go in there and you're going to respond to your classmates with 2 substantive responses. Now, what's substantive? Substantive means that you are saying what you think in relation to what they wrote. And it cannot simply be something along the lines of, I really like that, or hey, you hit it on the head, or that's cool. I mean, you can say that stuff, but you need to write about a paragraph, okay? Explain why it's cool. Why do you agree with it or disagree with it, even better. It needs to be something that moves the conversation forward, okay? And then, of course, you can see here's the quiz. The quizzes will always be 20 points. They are usually going to be over a single chapter. Well, actually, no. There's several. I'm looking now. There's several where it's 2 chapters per week. And we have to do that because it's a shortened quarter. And I'm sorry for that, but that's just what we have to do. But they'll always be 20 points. And usually, if it's 2 chapters, it's going to be 10 questions from each chapter. I have not posted them yet, but I will over the weekend before classes get started. I will be posting a module of practice quizzes that are the exact same quiz questions for each chapter that you can work with if you wish. However, these quizzes are open book and they are not timed. So a lot of students, when I've taught this class in the past, they completely ignore the practice quizzes. But I'll make sure that they're there for you in case you want them, okay? And then here, do Friday, how to cite in this class. You're going to have a couple of research projects in this class, but also with your discussion boards where you're going to need to be providing direct examples from things, whether it be your textbook or something you've researched. And in those cases, you need to be able to cite using the Chicago Manual of Style. Now, I get it. Chicago is not taught in the high schools, and it is not taught in English 101 classes, or even English 102 usually. At the other college where I work, there is one instructor outside of the history department who even mentions it, and all he says is, if you take a history or political science class, they're going to make you learn it. That's all he says, okay? It's very, very doctrinal specific, but if you take, or if you continue to take history, political science classes moving forward, you're going to have to use Chicago. We go ahead and introduce it to you here, okay? What you're going to discover is that there is a video tutorial explaining to you how to do it, and then there is a quiz that you can take multiple times that's due Friday night, Friday the 17th, I believe, that will test how well you understand it. However, if at any point during the quarter you need extra help with it, by all means, ask. Please ask. I want you to ask, okay? Hopefully all of that sounds very, very upfront for you and fairly straightforward, okay? If it doesn't, when we have our first class meeting, make sure you ask me, okay? But in addition to everything that you see online, we're also going to be meeting face-to-face twice each week for discussion, okay? If you look in your syllabus, this lovely document here, the last couple of pages you will see is a schedule for the quarter. And you will notice that starting with week 2, April 13, you'll see Monday, Wednesday, there's always a topic there. That is a topic that we're going to have discussions on in our Zoom classroom. To get into the Zoom classroom, all you have to do is come up here and click Zoom on the left side. If that doesn't work for you, if for some reason it doesn't work, again, I have not posted it yet, but I will be posting right up here at the top a module with a link in it to the Zoom classroom. So you can go either way. You can click either one. In that classroom, we will have our weekly discussions. And those discussions will not be looking at the textbook. I have to say that. They will not be looking at the textbook. Rather, I'll be asking you questions. I'll be bringing in hypotheticals. We'll be looking at current events or historic events, I guess, for the last 30 years or so, and looking at how they shape our political world, all right? Hopefully these discussions will be a lot of fun. The idea is that I will not be lecturing, but rather I will be listening to you and responding to you and challenging you. All right, I've taken enough of your time for today. Complete the Success in Online Classes module and the notifications part at least in the online orientation, all right? And I will see you next Monday at 1:30. Take care, be healthy, bye-bye.